Wave lay fay. Santa Yàlla.
Looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokk dara.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances, not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap, all in one, all for you. Tap in, zap in.
Joining us now on Coffee Time is the Secretary General of the Coalition of Progressive Gambians. Ahead of their press conference scheduled for tomorrow at the Youth Monument in Westfield, the CTWPG has been intensifying its advocacy for transparency, accountability, and constitutional reforms in the Gambia. From anti-corruption measures to challenges facing democratic institutions, the coalition has been vocal about strengthening good governance. We'll hear directly from their Secretary General, Celestine Kujabi, about the group's recent activities, their vision for reform, and what Gambians can expect from their upcoming campaigns. Mr. Kujabi, welcome to the program.
Thank you, and a good morning to the audience. Thank you very much for inviting me to come and at least get a thorough look at our organization, the Coalition of Progressive Gambians, which has been operational since 2022. We are a pressure group, and I'm Celestine, the Secretary General of the group. We have been operational since 2022, and I think most Gambians must have heard about us. We've been doing a lot of activities, ranging from press conferences, protests, press releases, and since then we have been active in making sure we hold our appointed and elected officials to account. This has been our objective, as our motto always says, stop the corruption and injustice.
Can you briefly introduce the Coalition of Progressive Gambians and what motivated its formation?
Thank you. The Coalition of Progressive Gambians is a pressure group, as I said earlier, and it has been initiated since 2022. Our main purpose, as I said, is to make sure we hold our public officials, that is those appointed and elected to office, to account, and ensure that their campaign promises or whatever they promise the population is fully done or respected according to law. That's our main objective.
As Secretary General, what drew you to this movement personally?
Sorry, pardon?
As Secretary General,
yes.
What drew you to the movement personally?
Personally, I'm drawn to this movement because of its objective, and that is its impartiality, and its objective of making sure Gambia has a credible democracy after 2016, and we realize good governance, because that's all what we Gambians are yearning for, and that's why we made the decision in 2016. So this is what drew me to this organization, and I thought, moreover, I'm also a political activist somehow in Kanifing. I've been contesting as a councillor, and always an independent candidate, because I'm a liberal-minded person. So when this coalition came into being, I thought it's very ideal for me as an independent and liberal person to join them.
What has been COPG's most impactful, activities in recent months?
Impactful, yes. For us, we feel we have been doing a tremendous job. It's only that Gambia is still a toddler when it comes to politics. If you look at our activities, you'll realize that it's not well known by Gambians, because Gambians are not aware of what pressure groups are. And thank goodness that you gave me this small time to at least express some of these things and then be heard by some Gambians, so that they realize what a pressure group is, because most Gambians don't know. So this is why we have not been somehow amassing a lot of impact amongst the Gambian public, because, as I said, most Gambians don't know what a pressure group is all about.
Okay.
We've been doing protests. Fortunately, we have not been getting the crowd we need to support us, especially from the political parties, as we have been very keen to see this 2020 draft constitution coming into existence.
Talking about the constitution, why do you think reforms are central, or why are constitutional reforms central to your agenda, and what changes do you think are most urgent?
Yes, constitutions are very central, because in any meaningful change, the basis is the constitution, because this is what we've been advocating. We cannot just understand how we can realize change or a system change when those rules and regulations that can put that change in place are not realized, are not in place. We've been seeing political parties or political leaders talking of change and change and change. But how can that change be effected if those rules and regulations, that is the constitution that will ensure that change happens, is not in place? Because we are still with the 1997 constitution, and we all know what that constitution has been talking about. It's
those changes will have to be
a personalized constitution.
Will have to be systematic. What would you say are the ones that are most urgent, if you were given the opportunity to make those changes?
To us, as I said, with the 1997, we are saying no to the 1997 constitution, because there are certain things in the 2020 that are really of interest to the coalition of progressive Gambians, and that is these entrant clauses that call for the independence of these institutions that ensure that good governance is in place and democracy is in place, like the IGP, the Independent Electoral Commission. We think those appointments are supposed to be independent through a service commission.
How is COPG addressing corruption, and what challenges have you faced in pushing for stronger measures? Yeah,
we've been facing a lot of challenges, because we had 9-point demands that we presented when we protested, our first protest that was in June 2023, because it was a postponed protest in 2022, and then we had it in 2023, where we presented our 9-point demands. Those demands are the very wish of every Gambian to see through. That is the high cost of living, the audit reports, the TRRs, the recommendation, a lot of things that we had. This is what we had in these critical 9-point demands that we presented to government, but as yet we all saw it. Where those even adversely mentioned in the Janneh Commission even offered positions because of an amendment, clause that came in 2023 to make sure the president is empowered to pardon certain people who were adversely mentioned in the Janneh Commission. All those things are issues that are within our 9-point demands, and we are not seeing government doing anything. It's like they are dragging their feet into issues that are the issues that every Gambian is calling for. High price, high cost of living, and all these things. You have spoken about challenges to democratic institutions. Can you share specific examples and how COPG is responding? the challenge is, as I said, let's just get into the recent things that happened, like the sacking of the auditor general, and then how he was just forcefully removed. Why? Because of instructions through the IGP. If the IGP was really independent, I don't think it could have happened that way. We have seen a lot of corruption happening, situations in the country which cannot be investigated because it is as if their hands are tied somewhere where they cannot do it. So we've been trying to call on government to, in fact, in November, this past November, we had another protest. Because for us, basically, we think the only way we can just achieve these things is by bringing in new laws, good laws. Because this is what we are promised by this government, that whenever they came, they are going to change the system. And how can they change the system? It is when they enacted this CRC, Constitutional Review Commission, to make sure the system changes. That is credible and reliable system change. If not, there cannot be system change, and we're still seeing it. It is not happening. Nothing is changing, and there is nothing anyone can do as far as 1997 Constitution is in place, because that Constitution has been made to personalize power, to make sure someone is in authority.
So what can Gambians expect from your upcoming campaigns and advocacy
This is what
efforts?
we are advocating for. We are telling the political parties that, look, we can only support you. We can only tell Gambians to support you if you people come with reasonable. The Gambians have to be reasonable to know that definitely without these new laws, there cannot be change. I cannot understand when a political leader will come and tell you, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this, without the provisions that will ensure that you do it. You cannot just do it from nothing. You must do it through laws. Because in every civilized country, when we talk of the Magna Carta in the UK and all, they came in to change the attitude of the people, to discipline the people into a way of life that will make them, become the civilized people that, or what is expected of them, the progress or the development that they have now or they are enjoying. All these things are made through laws. Without the laws, it cannot be possible. Without the laws, I don't think all this crying and howling can be possible. It's impossible. There must be good laws to ensure that these things happen. Justice can be when the laws are there to make sure the judiciary is free and independent to execute the laws. Or the Independent Electoral Commission will be there independent if there is someone who is very independent-minded, impartial, who is not selected by the incumbent. That's the fact. If not, nothing can work. Gambians have to understand that. That's why when we came out to protest, we were very disappointed that the political parties did not come to support us. We are not there. The CTWPG is not perpetuating itself to be president or whatever. We are helping them to have the level ground, to get the state house. Because with the 2020, you see, presidential term limit, 50 plus. Today we are talking of a coalition. A coalition is impossible. Why? Because of the 1997 Constitution. Parties are not like the political leaders don't trust each other. Why? Because of the Constitution that is in place. I'm afraid that if anyone comes into power, can just easily forget everything and go with the 1997 and tell you, oh, the 1997 has no term limit. I can stay as we are hearing the incumbent 100 years. These are the rhetorics that are being said over and over.
How are young people being involved in your movement, and why is their participation crucial?
This is the unfortunate part of what I have to say. Gambian young people are just not very much active in politics. For them, as we are seeing the catastrophe back way, I have to go. The more techie. How can you techie when you cannot just help your country out? When you cannot help your future? Because when you techie and come back and find those bad laws again, it's the same system. You see, it's not changing the people, it's changing the system. When you change the system, like we say, they follow the rules. It becomes consistent, firm, and then people are aware of the law, and then it happens. But without that, I don't think there is any. Go to Europe and come back, you find the same things happening. You find yourself, being corrupted, buy land, and then you find someone else building the land. This is what is happening. Why? Because there are bad laws. The laws have to be in place. Those are the basis. It's like we are putting the cart before the horse. This is what is happening in the Gambia now. We are putting the cart before the horse. We should have put the horse before the cart, that is to come with good laws. This were the aspirations of some of us. That look, when the changes happened in 2016, the laws could have been changed, and then there is the ground now for a reliable democracy, credible. And then we see a change Gambia, we see a better Gambia. But not as it is now. The situation doesn't work. Even if you bring the best president with these laws, we always personalize. These conflicts in West Africa are all caused by personalizing laws. Constitutional changes. This is what is happening. Everywhere you hear conflicts in West Africa, especially Sub-Saharan Africa, is what? It's because they are tampering with the constitution to suit themselves, to personalize yourself. When Barrow came, I'm sorry to say that, with the Amendment Act in 2023, it was there just to make sure he has political gains and advantage. And when you do amendments as a government, you do it for the benefit of the people, national security, or something that has to do with the common good. Not with something that has to do with personalizing yourself. This is what is happening. This is what creates the dictatorship in disguise. We are saying no to that. And we are urging Gambians to come and really support. Come and listen to us. Listen to what we are saying. Read the lines we are reading, we are talking. And then you understand what we mean.
What role would you say ordinary citizens play in holding leaders accountable, and how can they support your cause? That is
to come and join the press group and listen to what we are saying. Come and join us. What we are saying is, come, let's repair our country. How do we repair our country? We've done it in many ways. We sought permission the last time, permit to come out and protest. We called on Gambians to come out in their numbers so that the government will know. Because there is one language these people will understand, the numbers. Any other language doesn't work. You sit here, talk of press conferences, you will write press statements, condemn many things, they will not even listen to you. We all saw it when Gala came with less than 10,000 out there. We saw there was change. There was something done. So we were saying, if Gambians were to listen to us and come out in their numbers, when we came out, we would have realized the constitution by now. And that was in 2024. The force coming out, 2024. By now we would have seen a new constitution, and then we would have realized something better for the Gambia now. But you see,
what final message would you like to share with Gambians listening
My
today?
final message is, Gambians, let's listen to each other. This is from this polarized politics. COPG is an institution. It's not a personalized something. It's an institution that is trying to groom Gambians to understand that together we can make things happen. Together we can make change. We do advocacies. We have a WhatsApp group where we discuss the constitution, where we tell people what are the bad laws that are not good, that should be left out, why we are not in for the 2024, why we are saying no to the 1997. We've been advocating for these things. Gambians need to listen. They need to give us their ears and listen to us. And then we will realize change. The change is for all of us. If you really care for posterity, really, there's no reason why you should hold back your feet or whatever. Come on board and let's do it and let's have change. So we are saying the youth now should take responsibility. Now we are in the dawn of 2026 and it's the election year. So we are calling them on board to make sure they come and participate in political activities and make sure they listen, because there is a saying that says a promise is a comfort to a fool. Words are empty. Let's ask our politicians, how are they going to effect the change? You tell me you are going to change how? You can only change it through laws. You are not bringing in good laws. You are coming with 1990. How can you change? Let's question them before we give them our votes. This is my advice to all Gambians, and I think I hope, and we are calling some of them to come tomorrow to our press conference and listen to what we have to say. And they ask questions. You're welcome. Anyone is welcome. And I think I sent messages to even West Coast to call you to come. If you feel like coming, come and then ask us questions. We are there to answer.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Kujabi.
You are welcome. You are welcome. And thank you too for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to talk to Gambians at this point in time. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Celestine Kujabi is the Secretary General of the Coalition of Progressive Gambia, CTWPG, and live on West Coast Radio. I am Aji Jagab Khan.
fépp lay fay.
sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances, not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap. All in one. All for you. Tap in. Zap in.